Hello there, everybody. My name is Wolfyowns, and welcome back to some more Dead by Daylight news. I feel like that's what I should call this. I feel like Thursdays should be like Dead by Daylight news. Dead by Daylight news brought to you by Wolfyowns. Like, I don't know. I just feel like that's how I feel whenever I do a Thursday video or a video on the new stuff that's coming out. All right. So, anywho, there was a dev stream today. I'm doing this one a little early. Usually I wait like 4 days before I do a video on it. But I really want to get this one out because I really liked it. We're going to be talking about the dev stream that they had today and going over it, of course, like we usually do. And I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions on things. And then you guys, of course, leave your comments below on what you guys think. So, without further ado, let's jump into it.
I'd like to start, that's boss asking, I'd like to start saying I enjoy the game the most for a long time now. Secondly, when will a trading crafting system be implemented for items, add-ons and or offerings? Been waiting for this ever the nerfs came out. Lastly, again, great game. We talked about this in the past a little bit, the trading crafting system. It's something that we want, being able to grind stuff that you have 20 of and you don't care so much, less used items and add-ons, all of that. We want to do that, but it has to be part of a much bigger rework of the whole system of how we handle items, add-ons, the grind, the progression. So we want to look at that, but it's going to take a while because it's going to be part of a bigger system.
Alright, so I wanted to talk about this part because for the longest time, they talked about this a long time ago, and I still want it to this day. If you ever wonder why I have like a ton of items in my inventory on my characters, like I have tons of offerings, tons of items. If you ever wonder why, it's because of the crafting system that they talked about a long time ago. I was always wanting that crafting system to come out, and I was always waiting for it. I was always like getting prepared for it. But the crafting system never came out. I'm still waiting for it, of course. As you can tell, I have like hundreds of items of certain things, and it'd be really cool. I'm definitely ready for it. I cannot wait for it. I can't wait to craft some stuff and just get rid of some stuff, scrap things. It's gonna be awesome. I cannot wait for the crafting system to come out. That's gonna be really, really cool.
So the Victory Cube.
What does that include?
Right,
why do we call it Victory Cube?
Because these are a group of changes that are all focused on a specific part of the end game scenario and how a game is won.
Specifically for the killer.
Specifically for the killer. There are changes in here for survivors too, but there's one very, very large change, and it's a killer change.
So the idea of the victories, the different levels of victories is completely redone.
Yeah, we've got grand plans about matchmaking and winning and all that stuff, and this is, let's call it the first step.
Get to the gritty.
All right, so the big change. All right, can we get killer goals? But embiggened, and not us.
No, thank you.
So, killer goals are the new way for killers to figure out if they have won or lost a match. So there are going to be some things you can do to get killer goals. These are the things that award killer goals. The way it works is that you will get a goal. You get a killer goal point if you hook somebody for the first time, if that person gets to the struggle phase, and you'll get 2 points if they are sacrificed. You'll get 2 points if a survivor is killed with a memento mori, and you'll get 1 point if they bleed out. If they disconnect while you're loading, you'll get 2 points. If they disconnect during the trial, you'll get a full 4. The reason why this works this way is because you can get 4 points per survivor, and unless my math is incorrect, 4 by 4 makes a total of 16.
As far as I know.
There you go.
But does that mean that if someone has gone on the hook and has struggled and then disconnects during the trial, you'll get 6 points?
That's not true, because there's a little thing right behind our faces that says maximum points per survivor, 4.
Ah. Okay, thank you.
Very good. So if we proceed to the next slide, which is killer goals continued. Very good, thank you. These are the results for the killer goals. If you get 0 to 7, we will take away one of your pips. As far as progressing through the ranks of killerhood is concerned, you did not do a good enough job to be considered a better killer than you currently are. If you get 8, we will leave you right where you are. If you get 9 to 15, that will add a pip. If you get 16, you get a 2-pip game. So for killers, progressing through ranks is about sacrificing. And that is the meaty change for the victory cube. But there's more that we can talk about.
Alright everybody, that is kind of a lot, but it is really cool. So this is their way of changing the ranking system. They want to change the ranking just to make things, I don't want to say better, but yeah, better would be a term I would use, because this is really cool. So that basically is saying your blood points aren't based off of, like, your blood points don't make your rank. Let's say if I get 22,000 blood points, you know, that's not gonna, I need that much to get a double pip, that's gonna be my rank. It's cool because now blood points and your rank are gonna be two separate things, two separate entities, which I really am for. I like that, that's really cool. This means that killers will have to actually kill though, which means they might be a bit more determined to kill, because to get your rank up, you've got to kill. You got to sacrifice, you got to Mori, because even if you, let's say even if I'm nice and I give you myself, I give you 32k, I get myself, you know, 28k points, it's not going to help my rank whatsoever. I need to kill. So I actually really like that. This is actually a pretty cool change in my opinion. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. I'm definitely looking forward to this. That's gonna be, it's just like, I'm trying to think of another way to say it. Think about it like you're actually like supposed to kill to get your rank up instead of just getting points. And it also lets you know that you're doing good, even though if you leave the game, like right now, if you don't kill anyone, but you get like 22k, it's like, oh, you did pathetic, but you got a double pip. So it has mixed feelings on it. But I really like this. It's a really cool idea. I cannot wait for more of this, but we're gonna go a little more into it and watch the next part of the dev stream here.
In fact, we mentioned getting some points for a Mori. There are changes to how that works. That's right. Can we get Mori old just to refresh people's memories of how these offerings work?
Thank you.
Yeah. So these are some interesting offerings that you've no doubt seen in your blood webs. They are, I guess, slightly controversial, let's say.
They tend to elicit intense reactions.
Fair. So since we've worked them into the new killer goal system, we thought it was probably time to address how they can sometimes result in maybe a game that's too fast, or taking someone out, for example, in the first 2 minutes of the game and you feel a little bit awkward about it. We decided it was time to tone this down a little bit so we can look at Mori New and see if you can spot the change. I'll give you guys a minute, but not a whole minute like this, like one of those airtime minutes, because now I'll talk about the change. You'll see that for Ivory Memento Mori and Ebony Memento Mori will now require the survivor to have been hooked once before they can be killed by your own hand. So you gotta give the entity a chance.
Yeah.
And then he'll say, okay, you tried. Yeah. You tried.
Woo, guys, that's a good one. That's a very interesting one. So basically, what this is going to do is you won't be able to Mori players right away anymore, which is really cool. That's actually really good, because now you need to hook them at least once before you Mori them. Now, I'm someone who gets Mori'd quite often. Like, they'll bring a Mori for me personally. I don't know if it's because they hate me or, you know, whatever reason. Maybe my hours. I don't know. It's something. But I'm one of those players that definitely gets Mori'd right away. And I also Mori someone right away, of course, because, you know, if you bring a Mori, why would you not Mori someone right away? It's like the smart thing to do. So this is actually cool. It does mean that you can't get eliminated from the game instantly unless the killer camps you, I'm guessing. So you can't get immediately kicked out of the game because of this, which is good. So you gotta hook first before you can Mori someone, unless it's the other one, which wouldn't make much sense if you had to hook them first. Because if you hook them and they're the last person left, they die. So that's actually a smart decision right there, not to make that the same. So I'm looking forward to this change, but I have a problem with this. the thing is, I usually Mori people with a toolbox. That's the first person I go for. So the problem here is, if they have instagens and you unhook them, like when someone saves them and they have a toolbox, if it's an instagen, they're just gonna go instagen before they get Mori'd because they know they're gonna get Mori'd. So the thing is, I'm curious what are they gonna do about instagens because of the fact that that's still in the game. If they're gonna nerf Moris, they need to nerf instagens. That's not really fair. Like the instagen is the Mori is the equivalent of an instagen for killers. So that's what really sucks about that the most. But I really hope that's going to be changed. Actually, a matter of fact, we can actually see their thoughts on it because they actually talked about it. So let's look at what they said.
So I'm sure that there are many people saying, hold on, wait a minute, you can't nerf Memento Mori if survivors still have brand new part. That's just unfair. Let's take a look at brand new part old, just to refresh everyone's memories.
This, I was gonna swear, but this darn thing. Well, I can tell you that playing against QA here with cheats on is annoying because they tend to just do that. They all grab a brand new part and then you start the game and it goes boom, 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 and then they get out.
Yeah. So, I mean, we had a lot of talks when we introduced this. This was the most rarest of add-ons for survivors, and we're like, well, it's obviously risky, but it's interesting and it's rare. I think I brought up to Dave the analogy a year and a half ago that it's like the Black Lotus in original Magic.
Absolutely.
You know?
Blacker Lotus was the best one.
Of course.
It's from Unglued.
Unglued.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it really speeds up the game. The idea was if it doesn't happen very often, it's not a big deal. It's like, oh, wow, that's special. That happens all the time. It can get a little bit annoying. Yeah. So we have a new version. We have a brand new part, which we can take a look at now, but we're going to hide our faces. Yeah. So there's a lot more text on it, which is fine, I think, for a rare thing. It looks more impressive if you're like, what's this red thing? And then you get hit in the face with a wall of text. So I'll step you through it. If you equip a brand new part on any toolbox, it will replace the toolbox repair action with a new action called Install Brand New Part. A quick note, installing brand new part does not, by itself, do repair progress on the generator. That's going to come from the skill checks, and you're going to be getting skill checks every 2 seconds while you do brand new part. It's going to be the skill check game. Every 2 seconds you get a skill check. Good skill checks, 5% of the total generator. Great skill checks, 10% of the total generator progress. So if you sit there and you hit all your great skill checks, in 20 seconds you've done a whole generator. That's infinitely worse than the old brand new part, if you do the math.
But for that you have to do a perfect repair, essentially.
Yeah. So this is a way to get through a generator really quickly, but you have to put some effort into it.
And the last bit is very interesting because it's not only completing the repair obviously will consume the toolbox, but failing the skill check or interrupting the action. So you have to be on the ball. You have to be very careful. You
commit to it. You start installing a brand new part. You do as much as you can. Once you stop, that's it.
But the other good thing is that you can do like a third of it, get interrupted, and you've still done a lot of progress.
Yeah.
So
brand new part, still the fastest way to do a generator. But it's not as, I'm not going to say brainless, but it's not as easy as it used to be.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby. Let's hear that salt, survivors. Come on, let's hear those tears. Oh, yeah. I cannot tell you. I don't have the biggest problem with brand new parts. I don't really care too much. The only problem I have with it is when 4 survivors have it, because like, no matter what, even if I don't have a problem with it, brand new parts speeds up the game dramatically, like big time. It's just like that instant repair of a generator. There's nothing hard about it. You just walk up to the generator, boom, it's done like that. The thing with a Mori, you can't say a Mori and a brand new part are the same thing, because as a survivor, walk up to a generator, boom, it's done like that. Boom, 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 easy. You don't have to even think about it. It's the most brainless thing. Mori though, on the other hand, I gotta chase you. I gotta like catch you when you're doing these loops and stuff. I gotta hit you. That's just one time. I still gotta hit you again. And if I lose you, now I gotta go find someone else and hit them twice. So it's definitely they're definitely not the same thing. A Mori takes more work than a Instagen does. That's for sure. So I really like this. This is really good. It's still really strong though. Like you're gonna be like, oh no, Insta-gens aren't strong anymore. Yes, they're getting nerfed, but they're still really strong. Like you get skill checks every 2 seconds. Every 2 seconds! And it does the generator 5% faster and 10% faster. You're gonna finish the generator in no time. So the only problem is you can't miss a skill check. Every 2 seconds, if you miss a skill check, you're boned. So definitely need to be on your skill check game there. That's actually the most important part about it. This is really good. I like this change. This change is really necessary if you ask me. Definitely looking forward to seeing this. If you should though use your Insta-gens right now. If you still want to use Insta-gens how they are, the brand new parts as they're called. I like to call them Insta-gens because that's what they do. They instantly do a generator. But if you want to use your brand new parts now while they're still OP, do it. Go use your new parts right now while they're OP. It's the smartest thing to do. Go out there, boom, start popping generators because guess what? In the next time when this stuff comes out, it's not going to be like that anymore. And it might be a month before this comes out, so you still have time to get new parts and use them. So definitely do use those or save them. I plan to save mine because I want to see how this new way works. I'm excited for it. But anywho, we're going to be moving on to the next clip.
It's your time. It's my time, finally. Okay, so there's another fairly large change. I expect to hear like a lot of talk about this one. We are increasing the amount of time it takes to sacrifice a survivor on the hook.
True.
Phase 1 was 45 seconds. This is the phase during which you can attempt to escape. Now it will be 60. Phase 2, when all you can do is struggle to survive, was 45 seconds. Now it's 60. So for those of you playing math at home, that's a total of
120 seconds.
Instead of 90.
Yeah.
So that's an extra 30 seconds of hook time.
Important to note that the attempts will now eat away more time. Therefore, you will not get more attempts.
That's right.
I'm doing this because I play on a controller, and that's the attempt.
It's 20 seconds penalty for failing to...
Instead of 15.
Instead of, well, yeah.
It used to be 3 attempts would make you go into the next phase.
And then something strange happened, and we started allowing 4 attempts off the hook. It wasn't really intentional, but we weren't going to make a big stink about it, but you could do it. And now it's back to 3. So it was always meant to be 3. It was always 3. We've always been at war with Eurasia. You've always had 3 hook attempts.
All right, so I'm a little, I don't know exactly how I feel about this fully. Excuse me. I don't know how I feel about this mostly because I'm not sure, because it takes longer for someone to die on a hook, which is not good to a point, unless you're camping. Campers, this really sucks for you. You guys deserve it. For campers who just camp the survivor, they really deserve this. So basically you sit on the hook now 30%, was it 30? I think it was 30% longer if I remember correctly. So the thing is, the problem that I have with this is if you're not camping, let's say if you walk away from the hook and you leave it, they're still sitting on the hook for 30% longer. I don't fully know how I feel about that. That's because then it takes longer for them to die, and someone can okay, if you know your friend's on the hook for 30 seconds longer, you're gonna be on rushing generators 30 seconds longer, because you know you have 30 more seconds before you have to go save them. So that's the part where I'm like, I don't know. It gives people more time to rush gens, but it does give more time for people to save, so it's also good. And if someone's camping, it gives them more time to get gens and get out, so that is also good. I'm pretty sure this is a counter campers. This is mostly going to hurt campers, which I am all for. I am all for hurting campers. There's a lot of people who camp in this game for whatever reason. I only camp if you BM me or if you use infinites. That's it. Don't use those and we'll have a good game. But this is really good. To hurt the campers, I'm down for it. I'm just concerned that it will make people want to stay on generators longer instead of saving, but we'll have to see how it goes when this all comes out. So definitely looking forward to seeing how this works out. We are going to be going into the next part now. We're halfway through this so far, and there's a lot of cool stuff coming out. So I hope you guys are all excited as I am, and we'll be getting into the next pot.
I don't know what you mean. Okay. So there are a couple more changes. One of them is to hook scoring.
Yes.
It used to be that the score you'd get for hooking a survivor was simply based on the amount of time that they were hooked. We're changing that up a little bit. Hooking a survivor is now going to be a little bit more exciting. You get 500 points right off the bat. Even if you hook them and then somebody crawled right between your legs and unhooks the person, you get 500 points for hooking them.
Oh, and that's a huge thing also, is because right now the victory that we're talking about here is what will drive your pips and your rank.
Yes.
As opposed to your points.
Your points.
The blood points you accumulate will drive your progression, but will have nothing to do with your pips.
Yeah, so you can split it as your player progression, how good are you at playing the game, and your character progression, like how strong is your trapper, how many perks does he have, what is his inventory.
Obviously, if you have a very good game, you should get a lot of both.
Yeah.
But now it's decoupled.
Yeah. Now we have more ways to reward you.
There you go.
Or punish you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 500 points for hooking a survivor, and we've adjusted the rest based on the it's called the thresholds of the hook. So 200 points once. Oh, sorry. Here's how it works. 500 points for hooking anytime. You put someone on the hook, 500 points. If it was the first time you hooked them, an extra 200. If a survivor gets the struggle phase, an extra 200. And if they are finally sacrificed, an extra 200. Which means that depending on how many times you've hooked a survivor, you will get between 1,100 and 2,100 points. Wait. 1,300 and 2,300 points.
Whoa, wait. McLean, you sure about that, buddy?
No.
1,100 and 2,100. I was right the first time.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Anyway.
Math is hard.
I didn't come up with these numbers, I'm just presenting them.
Yeah, math can be kind of hard. This is really cool, though. I really like this, because now the hardest thing as killer is to get your sacrifice bar full. Like, it's hard to max that out. That's, I think, honestly, the hardest thing to do. Like, I can max out boldness, I can max out deviousness. I usually max out everything besides sacrifices. Even if I kill all 4, sometimes I don't even max sacrifice. So it's not the easiest thing to max, so I am definitely glad that it is going to be increased. You get 500 for every time you hook someone, plus an extra 200 their first time, and that's just, man, that's just really cool. I think that's a really good idea. I'm totally down for that. And now that earning pips is going to be separate from your blood points are going to be for your characters only. It will not be towards your actual rank, which is totally good. I really like that idea. I think that's like the bestest thing ever. And then you'll get points for your rank, which is also really cool. I really am looking forward to this whole system. I'm just really excited for this whole system, if you ask me. The whole new ranking system. This also means, though, like they said, that we're gonna get, that they can reward us easier with this system, or punish us easier with this system. So that might be foreshadowing. Who knows? I'm really looking forward to rank rewards, though. I really think rank rewards should be like outfits. Like, let's say if I reach rank 1, I should get like a really cool like tux on ace, and if I reach you know, rank 1 next month, I should get like a, I don't know, a cool outfit for Meg or something like that. You know, I think that's how the rank should work. If you get rank 1, you should get a cool outfit every month. But that's my opinion. You know, I think that would just be really cool. That's what I want, and I really like the new ranking system. I'm totally looking forward to all of this. But let's go on to the next pot.
Way before.
That's right.
Those are interesting little change there.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Killers can now see the auras of hooks on which survivors are being sacrificed.
Yeah.
So that's something that existed for a bit,
Yeah.
that were removed because it was essentially a bug or design.
It was a thing.
A non-decision design thing.
Yeah.
So now killers will be able to see the aura of survivors on hooks.
Not the survivors, though.
Well, the hook.
Only the hook. So before you could actually get some interesting
Yeah,
information.
because you'd see people...
Yeah, you see if they're flapping or you see if they're being unhooked. It gives you some information.
No, you just see the hook.
You see the hook. That's it. If you are like me and you sometimes get disoriented playing killer and you forget where you put your hook, now you can know where the hook is. That's going to be very useful if you hook someone and then go do something else. Now you'll know where your hook is. You don't have to worry about it, but you can go. Maybe you'll feel better about it. That's fine if you do.
Oh, I'm so happy about that. Oh, man, I miss being able to see the person that you had hooked. You have no idea how cool it was. Like, back in the day, you were able to see the survivor that was hooked. So I'm really glad they're bringing back the part where you can see the hook. Not the survivor, I'm fine with that. I just want to know where they're at. So when I end up losing track of where they're at, I can see. So I'm really happy about that. I cannot wait for that change.
Now moving into the smaller little details, while we were digging around here for the Victory Cube, there were some things we figured we can do now. There are some old score events that we removed all the way back because they were being abused before we had score caps. We have score caps now, so we can say, okay, you can do this for a little bit, but don't do it all game, it's useless. One of those, you guys might remember, was getting points for jumping out of a locker when there was a killer near you.
Yeah.
Surprise! It's coming back! You'll get 50 points for exiting a locker while there's a killer near you. Have fun.
Yeah. Whether you do it quickly or not.
Whether you do it quickly or not, but I would prefer you do it, quickly because it's awesome.
Yeah.
One of my favorite.
All right, I really like this idea that they're bringing it back. Of course, this was a really old thing back in the day, where you'd come out of a locker, or you'd go into a locker when the killer's around. You could hear his heartbeat, and you'd get points for that because you're being sneaky. So I really like that they are bringing this back, especially since there's a score cap, so you can't, go over 8,000 points. So this is going to be really cool, due to the fact that you are going to be able to get sneak points pretty much. So think about it like this. Now you're going to get more points for being sneaky. So let's say the killer comes around, you go into a locker, you just got points for being sneaky. Or like jumping out of the locker, you get points for, surprising the killer. But jump out, surprise! Definitely going to be doing that in the future. Definitely look forward to doing that. This is really cool though. I'm glad they're bringing it back. It does make playing a little sneaky more rewarding. So definitely looking forward to seeing more of that in the game.
2 existing score events have had their scores adjusted. We saw you guys having a lot of fun with the burritos during the challenge, so we decided we're going to bring that up a little bit. Not to where it was historically. Some of you may remember 300 points for Map Scout.
It's a bit much.
It was a bit much. So we're bringing it from 50 to 150 points for map scouting, if that's what you like to do. Equip your burritos and go have some fun.
Oh, baby. Make maps great again. Hashtag make maps great again. Dude, that's cool. So basically, back in the day, maps were only used for getting a lot of points because you got 300 points per generator back in the day, which is crazy amount of points. 300 per generator, and there's 7 generators? Yeah, that's a lot of points. So basically, people use maps for farming points. They're buffing them, so that's cool. You're going to get more points than just the 50 that they nerfed it to. So that does make using maps a little more cool. Like, you're going to see maps probably more often because of that, which I might run a map, see how good it is, and then, base myself off that. Back in the day, I always used to use a map because, well, 300 points is really good. Plus, I always used to be the last survivor, and I could never find Hatch. So I always brought the add-on that lets me track the black lock. So I might use a map again. Who knows? We'll have to see. But we're going to be going on to the next one, which is more about points, of course, and see what the devs have to say.
A minor point, Hex Ruin skill check, going from 50 to 150 points, because really it kind of replaces the great skill check, and there's no real reason to penalize the points you get for doing your skill check just because the killer put Hex Ruin on. Plus, it feels pretty good to power your way through a Hex Ruin. You're like, oh, that guy's perk is too strong, and then you decide, oh, I'll just hit every single great skill check, and then it doesn't even matter that you put that perk on. So there you go.
Alright, so this is pretty sweet. They're not really nerfing Ruin. Ruin's still going to be in the game, and it's still going to be pretty good. Because right now, Ruin's a really good perk. Like, flat out. Ruin's just really good, guys. Most killers you'll see especially recently, have been using Ruin, Thrill, and Phobia. They use a little bit less of Phobia now, but some of them still use Phobia because Phobia is still kind of good, even though they fixed it. But yeah, a lot of killers use Ruin and Thrill right now, so definitely getting more points, because when Ruin was up, you only got 50 points for a Great, and you got nothing for a normal skill check, so definitely really hurts you in the point category even if you push through Ruin, which pretty much made you have to go and destroy Ruin or else you get no points. Getting 150 more points again for Ruin is probably really nice, so I'm definitely looking forward to this Ruin change, and it's going to be pretty neat if you ask me.
The last point that I want to bring up for the Victory Cube is post-exit altruism events.
Yes.
This is a fancy way of saying for altruism, after the gates are powered, not open, but powered, so the generators are fixed, we've moved into the endgame scenario, you will now get more incentive to be altruistic. 25% extra points for healing, rescuing from traps, rescuing from hooks, and assisting. That's like basically being in the right place at the right time to help your friend. So real quick, that means that if you heal a friendly survivor, you will get 500 instead of 400. The assist is 315 instead of 250. Trap rescue is 1,250 instead of 1,000. And a post-generator hook rescue is a staggering 1,875 blood points.
That's quite a lot.
That's quite a lot of points. That's right, don't spend them all at once.
Yeah.
Woo! That is quite a lot of points. So basically what they're saying here is that when the last generator is popped and the gates are active, you will now get 25% more points towards your altruism category, which is saving people from hooks, traps, healing, all that. So you're going to get a lot more points for helping out your team after the last generator is popped. It's pretty much like No One Left Behind if it was 25% and always on. So that's really cool. It definitely is more incentive to go back and save people when the last gates are powered. So that does mean, you know, killers still have a chance to kill you. So definitely going to be cool. I definitely like going back and saving people. So it's going to be really good for me. I don't like to leave no one behind. If you're in my game, if I can save you, I will save you. I don't like to leave anybody behind, even if the last gate's powered, and even if they have no-ed. I don't like to leave anyone behind. You know, don't leave no man behind. So definitely it's going to be nice to get more points. I am definitely looking forward to doing this, and maybe it'll be pretty nice.
Will there be global leaderboards? So we talked a little bit, and we had a question earlier about the new rank system.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to come a little later. We want to make sure that we talked about the league system
Mm-hmm.
that we want to do and the new ranks and everything, and that's a much bigger system.
Yes.
This is the first part of what we're doing with that.
Yes.
And we're going to rework that, and that's going to come probably in a couple months when we have done everything. And yeah, so it's going to include a lot of changes to the way the progression is done, to the way you are judged amongst each other, how you can go through the ranks and go up the ladder, and then we will have an actual leaderboard where you can see if you're the 12th best survivor in the world.
Ranks and showing off and stuff will be pretty dramatically changed, I think.
Oh baby, showing off your ranks, showing off how good you are to like the community. Dude, that's gonna be so cool in my opinion. Now, I'm not the best survivor, of course, you know, I'm just pretty good. And it's just like, man, dude, I wish like, I cannot wait for this. This is gonna be cool. No, I'm excited for like a lot of this stuff, guys. Sorry, usually when there's a dev stream, I get really pumped up about all the stuff they talk about, because I just love new stuff. So if I sound happy about everything, it's because I love new stuff in a game that I really like, and I really like Dead by Daylight. So new stuff makes me happy almost all the time. So the leaderboard's gonna be cool. You get to see who's like the best. You know, you could be like, look at the leaderboard. You could be like, oh shoot, you know, this guy so and so, Legend 27 is like, you know, rank 3. Dude, this guy's intense. Oh my god, I just got rank 10. Dude, guys, show your friends and stuff. That's really cool. It actually makes ranks a bit cooler so you can like show off and be like, you know, look how big my dick is. Dude, it's gonna be pretty awesome. I cannot wait for that. It does make ranks a little more important in my opinion, so definitely looking forward to that. So let's move on to the next part here.
Oh, will there be some nerf to infinite healings?
Well, we don't have that in here.
No.
It's something that I personally like to talk about. I don't know what.
Talk about it. This is your moment.
Oh, nice. But I'm not the design half of the live gameplay yet. But I do whisper in a design's ear. So one of the things I personally whisper is that I don't like how easy it is to be able to heal as much as you want through, for example, I guess the main culprit here is the perk self-care, which is a great perk. I've never liked the fact that there was no limit to how much you could do.
I agree. Well, that's why we played with the broken bone mechanic for a while. It ended up being something that we didn't feel was right in that state, but I agree with you.
Alright, so definitely I totally agree with them about self-care being like too good. I really am not a big fan of self-care, and I'm one of the people who use it the most. I use it in pretty much every build. It's a really good perk. I just wish that self-care wasn't like infinite. You know, I feel like it's really stupid to be infinitely being able to heal the entire game. This also makes medkits kind of pointless, because if you have self-care, you can heal yourself. If you have a friend, or you know, you just find a survivor, you can get healed up, so you can infinitely heal yourself non-stop. I've never been one for this. I've always wanted self-care to be nerfed, and I've always wanted other things to be nerfed with healing. So I definitely want that to be fixed in the future. I think infinitely being able to heal is not fun. I don't like that, and I play Survivor too, and I can still say I still don't like it. I just don't agree. I'm not a big fan of it. But that is going to be the end of the dev stream, guys. We are going to be ending the video here soon. I just want to talk about a few things. Of course, you guys are amazing. I love you guys for watching my videos, for subscribing. You guys mean so much to me. And also joining the fan page on Steam, following that and joining and having your friends join it too. This is really cool. We have a lot of members in here, and you guys can leave comments on here. You guys can start discussions, chats. It's really good. It's a good way for me to talk to you guys. I like it. And also, we are going to be having a play with your subs soon. I am trying to have time for that, guys. I know you guys really, really want it, and I want to make you guys happy, so that will be coming eventually. It will probably be Kill Your Friends or Survival Friends, depending. I'm not sure which one I want to do yet, but we are going to have one of those sometime. I'll probably record it as well, because I'm pretty sure you guys want me to do that. And we'll probably label it on some day, like maybe, I don't know, maybe Play With Your Subs Wednesday, or maybe Play With Your Subs Saturday? I don't know. No, that's Scary Saturday. We can't do that. I don't know. We'll figure out a day. You guys can leave your comments below on what you think about that, but I definitely want to play with you guys. You guys really, really want to play with me. You guys have no idea. I get blown up with messages. Play with your subs, play with us, we want to play with you, Wolfie, we love you. And I'm just like, I want to, guys, I do. I just don't have the time for it, but I'm going to try to make time here soon, probably in the next few weeks, and we'll definitely try to do something and see how that goes. I will probably add the people I'm going to play with. I'll pick out some subs, and then we'll just see how that goes. But anyways, we are all out of time for this episode. I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys got some good information from this. I'm going to be ending it here, guys, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see all you guys in the next one. Peace!